Hello, universe. Where did the weekend go? It's almost Monday. And it's been a little bit of a struggling day. Spent a lot of time in front of my computer today, working on documents, trying to figure out paperwork for the new units. Excuse me. And yeah, I think I would have to say that the biggest issue this Sunday is I think I did something to cause a problem at that storage unit. You remember me telling you yesterday that I had caused a breaker to flip in that plug I was using because I plugged up a vacuum? Okay. So I went and saw the manager, and he flipped the breaker and the lights came back on. And I thought, okay, that's the end of it. He fixed it. Easy peasy. It's not the case. Because I went over today and plugged up the cord like I normally do outside, inside the storage unit, and I don't get any lights inside there now. I may have flipped a breaker or burn a fuse, caused a fuse to blow or something, because the lights work in the hallways, but that plug I use outside, that GFI I told you about, there's no juice coming from it. I can't even imagine how much that is going to cost to fix. Oh, man. And I'm responsible for it. It's just I cannot believe it. I should have never taken that vacuum over there. I was trying to keep the place clean. And it looks like I may have caused more trouble than anything. And I'm not going to hide from my responsibility. But I couldn't talk to the manager today because they're closed on Sundays. So I couldn't do some of the stuff I needed to do at the storage unit. So it led me to this paperwork I have to get done anyway. Not great. Not great. I feel bad about it too, because I'm just one of those people who doesn't try to damage people's property, you know? And it'll come back negatively on Dennis if I don't get it fixed. So somewhere between tonight, well, tomorrow's big adventure, well, hopefully we'll be back before 6. Like I said, our appointments with the wardens are at 11, and our appointments with the wardens are at 11 and 1. So I'm hoping maybe I can go there before I go out to the prisons. But I need to tell Dennis about it. Let him know what's going on. I just can't imagine how much it will cost to fix something like that. It could be thousands of dollars. God, it sucks bad. It's a big point of stress for me because I don't know how quickly I can fix it. Yeah. Good job, Kingsley. Plug up the vacuum and blow the circuits. No, it's okay. We like it that way. Yeah. So anyway, how are you doing? I hope better than I. Hope you have caused potentially thousands of dollars worth of electrical damage. Yeah. Tomorrow's a big day. And now for more than one reason. Supposed to go look at the units tomorrow. That's exciting. At least it's a good positive thing to look at. Because I guess I'm going to need that money to pay for the repairs I have to do to this storage unit. So, there's that. I know that we're getting to a place. Tomorrow we're going to figure out also. Well, I don't guess there's really much to figure out. See, I think I may have told you guys. I'm not sure. So in this job that I have, when you first start out, what happens is that you get an initial inventory. If you're new to business, you get an initial inventory. And the gentleman, Mark, who is the one who is retiring, he received an initial inventory of $4,500, right? And so now I am essentially going to pick up that debt. And it's going to help me in a way because I don't have to pay that back right off the bat, but I do want to pay it back as soon as possible because essentially I was given basically $2,500 worth of inventory when I started, right? So I was given $2,500 of initial inventory, and Mark was given $45. And when by the time I lose the unit I'm working right now, because I do have to sacrifice it ultimately, then I have to either A or B, which is A, leave $2,500 worth of inventory in the machines, or B, I have to I have to give them $2,500 so they can buy inventory for the next person that comes in if they're a newbie. That's a good thing to keep in mind too. Because you see, when it comes to these units, when you're first starting out, or these assignments, when you first start working for the state, under the circumstances of which I do, they provide you with the initial inventory, okay? They provide you with the initial inventory. But if it's your second or third assignment, they don't provide you with that inventory. It's not how they work. They don't provide you with that inventory. They expect you to provide it yourself or buy it from the existing manager that's already in place. So, there you go. So, with Mark's situation, because it's his first assignment, he still has that initial inventory left behind. And what it looks like is I'm going to be able to pick up that inventory that he owes and just pay it back myself, which is good in a way because Mark buys his inventory at a higher cost than I do. For example, like he spends 29 cents on a bag of chips. I spend 25 cents. Now I know that doesn't seem like a lot. I think I may have mentioned this already before, so I'm probably being repetitive, but when you add it up and you're talking about several $100s worth of chips, that 4 cents accumulates quite quickly into a greater value. So, yeah. So that's going to be good that I can pay it off. Because what I feel like in this situation is because I don't want to leave Mark where he's got a lot of inventory he can't use. I'll take on that debt, because what it will allow me to do is pay it off. It'll almost be like interest. You know what I mean? So even though it'll be a higher interest rate when you think about all the prices, because like I spend 55 cents on a candy bar, he spends 61 or 62, and more candy fits in a vending machine than chips do. In 3 slots of candy, and there's 16 slots for candy in the machines. With 16 slots of candy, in 3 of them, you could easily make up the cost of 3 rows of chips. Because there's only 50 bags of chips that fit in the top 3 shelves. Or no, it's 150 bags. And in 9 rows of candy, I can exceed the cost of that. Because candy rows hold 17 to 20 normally. And chip rows hold at max 15. But usually it's about 150 for 3 shelves of chips. That's how many chips there are. And in a candy row with 16 of them, what is that? I never even thought about it. 834, 468s, 2 136s, 272. So they hold anywhere from 272 to 320 pieces of candy. So more than twice. So what I'm trying to get at is that it is far more expensive to fill a candy shelf, and with his candy prices being 6 cents higher per unit, it adds up pretty quickly. But like I said, I'm willing to take on that $4,500 as long as I have some time to pay it off, obviously, because it allows me the opportunity to keep more capital in my pocket in the event of any problems. So, there you go. And so there's a bunch of things coming, and I know I'm talking a lot about my business, but I'm trying to share that experience with you, especially if you're a new business person, because it can help to kind of have that insight of someone's experience, especially if you're considering starting a business. So, I'll get back to news topics and current events topics fairly soon. I just haven't had any really interesting news come up that I haven't already ranted about recently. So I figured to give you a break from that and talk about my business. Get you up in my business. But it will be exciting to see how things turn out tomorrow. I'm really looking, because this one's supposed to make at least 1.5 times what mine makes right now. But knowing what Mark sells stuff for, I don't see why we couldn't get it up to making twice what mine makes. I think it's possible. I really think it's possible. I just gotta go look at it tomorrow and see how things look. And I'm hoping that Mark doesn't leave a lot of inventory in the machines, because I don't want a lot of his stuff and because he sells the same things. It's not because I don't like Mark. He and I sell different amounts of stuff, you know? And I'm not necessarily different kinds of stuff. He has his machines are more uniform. 4 machines that look the same, like I've said. Whereas I'm going to have a planogram that's going to have different things in pretty much every machine. So I'm trying to be aware of that. We'll see. We'll see. There it is, my friends. There it is. I hope everyone's doing well, having a good day, taking care of yourselves. Life's busy right now. Busy, 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 busy. And a new business and expanding your business can be a very intense time. You know, and this is sort of a good example of if you are someone who's doing this while you're involved with someone. I don't happen to be. Not that I wish I didn't. Not that I wish I didn't. I wish I had someone that I could sort of share these experiences with, but I do. I have you. But you don't really talk back. You don't talk me. Referring to my iPod. But you don't really have instant response unless I post a video. And I've already been late on posting videos. But anyway, so what was I saying? But you don't have the ability to instantly respond. And so it helps to have someone to bounce that stuff off of, the stresses of it, and someone to offer a new perspective. Or to tell you, well, but see, I'm you know, it helps to have someone give you a different perspective, but I'm also a fairly realistic and try to take responsibility for, you know, what I do. I try to take responsibility for that. So it's not like I need someone to remind me I have responsibilities. I'm unique in that sense. I don't try and shuck those responsibilities, but it just helps to have some sometimes. But it can also be a stress on a relationship if you're frustrated with things going on. You know, you don't mean to sometimes, but sometimes you bring home that stress and bring it into your relationship. Unless you're just completely able to distance yourself from your work. But when your work is that which you own, it makes it harder. So, there's that. It's nice to have some of them. And I look forward to the day when I do meet someone to share the world with. Perhaps it will be better once I settle into this new assignment, so that I'm not feeling as much of the stress of the situation. We'll see though. We shall see. My friends, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it very much. And I hope all of you are having a stress-free Sunday. And the kids start school this next week? Or is it the week after? I can't remember, but either way, enjoy the time with your children. The last Sunday before school starts, conceivably. Play and hug them and kiss them and get ready, because when they go back to school, if you work during the day, you just have a lot of kids coming home at night and a lot of responsibility with homework and such. And if you don't work during the day, then you have a little more free time for yourself. Alright, I'm rambling now. Take great care, and I will see you tomorrow. live with passion. Bye.